Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to make a very short video just to show off my recent Milliput monster make. I've been a big fan of Ray Harryhausen and his movies for a very long time. I think the first film that I saw of his was probably The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad when it was shown on TV. I was far too young to see it at the cinema. But the one film that I did see on its first week of release at the cinema was Clash of the Titans, and it has really probably always remained my favourite. I think I went to see it about 4 or 5 times at the cinema, and I loved it every single time. There were many great creatures in Ray's movies over the years, and too many to mention, and everyone has their favourites. But I do think that Clash of the Titans really had some of the very best creatures. Now, I know some people prefer other movies, and that's fine. Ray only made 2 movies about Greek mythology, Clash of the Titans and the earlier Jason and the Argonauts. Both excellent movies in their own right. The 1981 Clash of the Titans had quite a lavish budget and had a lot of stars in the movie, including Sir Laurence Olivier. But really the stars, as with all of Ray's movies, were the creatures. So anyway, I have been a big fan of these for a long time, and I thought I would make myself a Kraken. Now, I was going to make the full body, but I have a bit of limited shelf space with these things, and they tend to get quite heavy. This is made entirely of Milliput, a 2-part epoxy resin. Sorry, I have to just adjust my seat. You mix the 2 parts together, and this air dries in a few hours, about 4 to 6 hours. It depends on the heat, really. For me, it dries quicker when it's hot and humid. But it's a wonderful medium to use. It's not for everyone. I don't think it's the easiest thing to use until you get used to it. But as you can see, you can get some very nice results if you spend the time on it. This is only standard Milliput. Inside there is a wire armature and some foil to bulk him out. It took quite a long time to make this creature. I spent a lot of time and effort trying to get him almost 100%. There were several models of the Kraken made for the movie. There was a full size, as in one with a tail. There was a really big one that was almost man size, which was like this actually, which was just a torso. Made for very extreme close-ups, and there was like a solid rubber one used for lighting, and then there was actually a full body suit that they had some man in, and they weighed it down with lead for full body shots of the creature. This one is a little bit of a mix of the full body and the half body one. I've tried to make him half like he looked in the movie and half like Ray's actual model, or one of the models, because he is a model after all. I took a long time on his profile to get his profile just right, and I think he came out really nicely. He took a long time to make. It was quite a lot of work, trying to make 4 arms and 4 hands exactly the same, but it was worth the effort. As you can see, he was originally, the Kraken was a creature like an octopus, so he has these tentacle-like arms that actually don't have really joints in. They don't really have elbows. They're more like tentacles, and they have these suction cups on the backs, and then he has the clawed hands on the bottom. I'll try and get in for some details. There is quite a lot of detail. His back I made rougher because I thought in the cave place that he lived, his back would naturally be rougher up against the rocks and things that he moved through. I put him on a wooden base. I'm going to redo this at some point. It's not as good as I would like him on the base, but he's okay for now. He's okay to just display him. He was quite a big creature in the movie. I have previously made a Calibos, which I will add in a moment to this video, just so that you can see them both together. So I tried to make these both roughly around the same sort of size. I can get in. The light isn't typically, the light is not so good today. I would like to get some nice close-up details of him. He was actually a real pleasure to make, and even though he was quite tricky, and there is a lot of detail on him, the wrinkly neck and all the scales, which I was going to try and do individually, but on a model this size it's nigh on impossible. So he has a scaly effect. I'm particularly proud of his hands, which I spent a lot of time on, and his musculature. His eyes have this typical yellow and green colour. There's quite a lot of subtle dry brushing done, and a few different blues and greens added to him. There's his suction cups. He originally had a couple of lines running down the arms, but I actually forgot about these when I first did him, and by the time I realised, once these arms had dried into place, it was impossible to get my hands or tools in to actually make these. So I just left them out. I think he's perfectly okay without them. Very, very original looking creature. Absolutely a movie legend in my opinion. So we'll push him back there, and I'll just bring Calibos in to show you. And Calibos is finished, but he still needs a base. So this is the Calibos that I made. He's also made in the same way that he has real leather straps around his ankle and sole. He's a real leather whip, real leather bracer on his arm for the metal trident. Is a hoof. This one was actually even more difficult. You wouldn't think so, but it was, because he had to look like the model for me, and he also had to look like the actor a little bit, because there was also an actor that played this character who was actually not my favourite. I think Medusa was my favourite, but he was definitely close up there because I've always liked devils and satyrs. He was a real pleasure. He's got these real earrings in there. Real hair. It's not real hair. It's like it's an artificial hair. I can't think of what it's called now. This type of hair that I used. There is his trident, which is sharp. Sharpened the tips. His tail. Real costume. My girlfriend helped me make that. So yeah, the two creatures together, I think they look great. So really now it is only for me to make Medusa, and I probably will. Not yet, but I definitely will make her and make the threesome. I think they will look really great together, as these two do look absolutely great together on my shelf. Again, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure to show you these. It's been a great pleasure to make them, and have a go yourself. You'll be surprised what you can come up with if you try. Thanks for watching, guys, and over and out.